welcome back to the Unravel Collective. My name's Yvonne. I channel the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council, and I want to start out by saying that I am just really touched by all of the positive feedback I got from the last video I made after having been on a very long break. And I still, as you may know already, don't know how often I will be making videos again, but I am exploring what is to come. But I just want to thank you all for your love and support and your encouragement. It just felt so good to be connected with you again. And one of the things that I was thinking about that comes through in the Akashic Records readings a lot is just the impact we have on others and the impact we have in the world, even when we think that we don't have an impact and we're not doing enough. And you know, you hear the voices of like, well, it doesn't really matter what I do, or it's not enough, so what else can I do that is better? You know, in the records it often comes through that you don't have to do anything big, you know, to make an impact. You can have a conversation, just a simple connection with someone in a simple moment, and just by expressing yourself in that moment from your pureness and your essence and your spirit, this is your purpose, that one simple interaction can have an enormous impact. So, you know, you kind of kicked me in the butt a little bit around what am I trying to do that's more or better. You know, like this alone is having an impact, it feels like. And I just want to thank you for giving me some clarity around that, and thank you for being here, and I appreciate you, and I love you all very, very much. Okay, so today I want to ask a question that I'm really actually surprised I want to ask and share in such a public space, because I am kind of a prude, okay, especially on topics of sex. But I wanted to ask the Arcturians about this specific topic because a couple of days ago I saw a post on Facebook from Jamie Phillips. And if you're not familiar with Jamie Phillips, gosh, I wish I could remember. He is someone who writes about, I can't remember. He writes about the teachings of someone named, or that starts with an A. It is very much over my head. I understand like 99% of what he talks about, what he shares, but I do scan stuff that he shares because it can also be very overwhelming. It's a lot of information, and it's always very long, what he writes, and my attention span is not that great, to be honest. But this particular topic was about AI and about virtual reality and sexual experiences in virtual reality that will be coming out more and more now. So I got very curious about the impact that that'll have on humans. Will it have an impact on humans, our spiritual self, as far as sexual energy goes, and connectedness with other humans and relatedness with other humans? How is that going to impact us as a whole or individually, when it's so easy, it feels like, for the average human to be sort of swept up into this particular realm around sexual experiences, and if doing that with AI and in some sort of virtual reality experience, like, to me feels like we might be going into some tricky territory where that could cause some negative or definitely unknown consequences, right? So I just wanted to ask them, again, I'm so surprised that I'm even bringing this up here. but it was something that I've been thinking about for the last couple days. So I just want to see what the Arcturians might have to share around this topic. So I'm really nervous. I have no idea what they will say, but let's just see what they have to share. Why, this is a very interesting question, my dear one, and we are happy that you have brought this to us, as we know that this makes you uncomfortable in many ways, more than one. You feel unsettled in the idea of humans interacting in this way with a made-up character, let's say, something that is not real per se, that does not have a sentient spirit within it, an essence that lives within it, creation that lives within it, breathed into the character by Source itself, yes? So when we look at this and you ask, what impact could this have on humans individually and collectively? Well, let's see what would like to come through to be shared with you today. Let's see what insight we may be able to offer you that will be of benefit to you and your audience, of course. So the first thing coming through, my dear one, is that we feel great compassion for the human, because what we see right now is uh, is a longing to feel loved, a longing to feel seen, a longing to feel connected. Yes, so first off, we want to acknowledge this basic level of longing, because here is where we are able to offer compassion, love, and support, let's say, empathy for one another. Because what would bring us to a desired to have an experience with a bot or a character, a virtual reality character, let's say, is because the underlying issue here, my dear one, for a human who would be drawn to this, let's say, is that they are lacking in the experience of connection, love, or feeling wanted, let's say, by another human. So here we want to first lay the foundation of compassion for this experience alone. Okay, so let's start here. Now, because there are many humans on the planet at this time that will fall into this lacking of feeling seen, wanted, loved, lack of desire for them, for a variety of reasons. Yes, being human, this could be because you do not feel that you are able to socialize well, perhaps you are awkward, perhaps you do not feel attractive, perhaps you do not feel intelligent, perhaps you don't have enough money, perhaps all of this is just, this is not what we say. We are not saying these things are valid. We are saying these are the perceptions one will have of oneself that will cause, again, a distortion around connection with others, okay? Again, this could be for a variety of reasons, numerous reasons. So this first is why someone would have the desire to do something like this, this type of experience. Now, what kind of impact would this have on a human individually? The first things we're seeing again here as we take a look at this question is that we do get the sense that although in the immediate gratification, let's say, or immediate short-term gratification, you may feel that the desire was met. You may feel, yes, okay, I now have a relationship, let's say, with a character that I created, that I made up, that I feel comfortable with, that has all the characteristics that I would want in a human. And I am able to fulfill on the desire to be seen and experience not just sexual desires have been fulfilled, but also emotional needs, perhaps. Perhaps it is simply having conversation, talking to someone that makes me feel like they care, like I am being heard, I am being seen. So there is going to be an immediate short-term gratification, but what we're seeing is that ultimately the greater impact will be that this will then lower the quality, even more so, of the capacity or ability to relate to human forms. Yes, real people that do have the capacity to develop strong relationship with you, that if you were to build the confidence or to process the emotional trauma around why you are having difficulty or challenges around communication with human form or another human being, uh, that this type of experience will sort of thwart that. Does this make sense to you? Because now you are in a very safe zone, uh, again, where you have created a very safe space for you to be sort of in this fantasy world of who you are and who they are. And so you can play out these roles with one another. But this is not happening or occurring within the real realm of human interaction, where the depth of what it is you desire can actually be tenfold because you are in an experience of creation with another, where you are both sort of coming together to grow and expand one another, to experience levels higher of the human experience, of the spiritual experience that you offer one another. Not just through, of course, physical, sexual desire, but through the electromagnetic field that you offer one another. Yes? So now we are getting into the idea of energy. Energy being expended, energy given back, the evolution and creation of energy, the development of energy that you have with one another, that you are capable of creating with one another, that has an enormous amount of high frequency capacity, availability, possibility for one another to grow, expand, love, evolve, and some of you may call it ascend. Yes? So this is a very natural, organic playground to be in with one another when we are over here in something that we have created. Something that does not have, let's say, sentient spiritual essence, breathed into it by source itself, that is living, breathing, flowing, magnetizing, let's say, pulsating with the breath of life itself from source, God itself, then you must consider the consequence, let's say, of this energy exchange, this type of energy exchange. Here, what we are seeing or sensing is that you will be expending your life force, your spiritual essence, your human creative creation, God source essence. You will be expending that. But what is returning to you is not the same. What is returning to you is potentially life draining. Does this make sense to you, dear? Because this is not alive. This is not natural, organic. This is not being breathed life from source. And much like the EMFs, let's say, that drain your life force simply by being around them, simply by walking and being in an environment in which it is all around you, consider that you now are actively participating in allowing yourself to expend your life force energy into a relationship, let's say, a fantasy relationship that is what we would consider dead energy on the other side. And what comes to mind now is actually what Yvonne's thought was, is around like dead food, dear ones. When you're eating processed foods, when you are not eating whole, beautiful, rich vitamins in food, nutrition that feeds your soul, your blood, your waters, your fluids, your soul itself, because it is alive. It is alive. It is living plant matter, living energy. When you consume food that is not living, it is much the same way. It drains your life force energy. So here is what we are seeing is the potential for the impact on a human interacting with dead energy. Does this make sense to you? So again, we want to bring back the idea that we must have empathy, compassion, and love for those who are feeling disconnected from others, for those who are not feeling loved, seen, or desired, wanted. And when we recognize this in someone, let us make a greater effort to bring love to them, to say, hey, I see you and I love you and I think you're so brilliant or funny, and my gosh, you're so shy, but isn't that so cute? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you're so awkward. My goodness, that is such a beautiful characteristic of yours, that you make them feel comfortable and loved in who they are. Yes, who they are. Because we all are here with such beautiful offerings. So let us just simply be more aware as this type of technology begins to rise, that perhaps we can balance it and be with our awareness in providing love for us all, providing a sense of wonderment for us all, providing a sense of belonging for us all, so that we are not alone, so that we are not disconnected, so that we not feel the desire to connect with dead energy, but rather, wow, I just connected with a human, and that energy that we created together, whether it be sexual or not, is quite different from what I experience over here. That is not fulfilling. That does not feed my soul. I get it. I feel it. I understand that this is not going to expand me. This is going to drain me. So yes, what an interesting topic you bring to us today, and we hope that our message and our guidance around this has been a benefit to you and anyone listening to this message today. Thank you for bringing this to us today, and we are very happy, of course, to be with you. And well, this has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. Wow, okay. Well, that was very interesting. And totally understandable. I think I get it. That would be very similar, like they said, to the thought I was having when they were talking about it, to dead food, you know? I mean, we don't want to perhaps interact with things that are going to drain our life force. So that was very interesting, huh? So okay. So that is what the Arcturians had to share, and I hope that that was interesting for you, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say is that if you go to my homepage on my website, ivanconstancio.com, and subscribe to my email list, you will be entered into a monthly drawing that I have for selecting a winner to win a free 15-minute Akashic Records reading with me. It will be audio recorded, so you'll submit your question through email, and then I'll record it in my own time, and I will send you your Akashic Records, your Akashic Records reading within 48 hours. All right, so please, if you're interested in that and being in the drawing, then please subscribe to my email list on my homepage on my website. Now I can say goodbye. Bye.